G'day all, it's Colin from PCTLC and thanks for joining me. We're going to be looking at Peppermint 9 today, and I'm going to install and look around. So we'll get on with the install first up and we'll see what Peppermint 9 has to offer. It's always a good operating system is Peppermint 9. It's a bit of a hybrid of a lot of other desktops all put together and seem to run very well together as well. So they do a very good job at that. So normal install. Should I download updates? Yeah, I'll do that. Install third-party software, which will, allow you to get your graphics drivers and your media codecs and Wi-Fi drivers if needed. So it's always good to tick that one on. So I'm back on my test laptop on this one. I've been doing some Markulu Linux videos, but that was on another computer. So this one has got the it's got many partitions on here. So this will just take a while for the installer to populate all those. That's quite normal. This will be the 9th operating system on this laptop here, and I've still got room to put another 2, so that could be 11 all up. So there's quite a lot of operating systems running on this laptop being checked out, and it gives me the opportunity as well to leave those operating systems on there and go back to them and try them out and see how they're running after time, rather than just look at it and forget all about it. It's good to go back and see if there's any updates and if anything's changed. It saves me reinstalling, so it's probably a little bit wearing on the laptop itself, but right, so that's done that. Took a good few minutes. So let's go something else, because we want to choose where we want to choose our target partition. Okay, so on this particular install, I'm going to be installing to SDA10 because that is free. So there it is there. So you can see I've got plenty of distros on here. So SDA10 is free. We shall ext4, format the partition, mount point root, and I always choose SDA1 for the bootloader installation, and that seems to work flawlessly every time. So we'll do that, SDA1, and install. Partition 2, SDA as swap, yep, and partition 10, SDA10, yep, as ext4, yep. SDA1 is chosen because that's my EFI boot partition, so I need that to boot under the UEFI system. Right, so that's it. The install is complete, and we're going to restart the system, and we will have a look around the desktop. So we are back into the desktop, and we are going to have a look at doing some updates, and we'll look at what's come through. We'll install those first, get the system all up to date, which should be the first thing you do when you install an operating system. So we'll do that first. So it looks like we've got the green tick of approval and there's no more updates coming through at this point. I might just refresh that and just double check on that. And that all looks good, so not a lot to do there, which is good. Alrighty, so let's get started on looking around the desktop. Peppermint 9 looks very well polished, looks really nice out of the box, I must say. It's got some really good, nice looking themes, a beautiful wallpaper. I believe that's from Carl Schneider, and I always leave a link to Carl in the show notes at the bottom. So if you like his work, please check him out. Does some good stuff. So, Peppermint 9. I've been pretty much on the Ubuntu Gnome trail for quite a while now, and I have used Peppermint in the past, and it was, especially when I had some older hardware, Peppermint was really good to use. So, let's just go through what we've got here. Accessories. They've got menu editor out of the box, which is great. So when you need to do things like maybe add your etcher in there, if we was to put etcher in, we can use the menulibre, which is the menu editor. That's what it is, menulibre. And we can do all those sorts of things without having to go and install it. It's there out of the box, real nice. I like that. Got calculator there. Mate calculator. Okay. We've got discs. And there's my many discs. Partition after partition. There's a wall of partitions there. So it's handy to have that in there as well, discs. Can help you sort out partitions and drives and I think your USBs as well. Don't really use that often. I just mainly use Etcher and gparted. So discs is meant to be pretty good. I probably continue to use gparted because I know exactly how that works. So it's always good to know how those things work, because when you're dealing with those types of things, you want to make sure you get it right. So I might have to look at discs in the future anyway. Files, which will be Nemo 3.6.5, so that's from the Cinnamon desktop. And Peppermint is quite a hybrid of different parts of different desktops, like I said, on the install and put together, and they do it very well. Now this one here, Icon Browser, so gives you a chance to browse. I think that might be still starting up or something, is it? Oh, there we go. So it gives you a chance to browse all the icons that are in the system. Okay, that just took a while to populate, probably because there's so many icons, so that's why that took a bit of time. So yeah, it gives you a chance to look at, I don't know whether you can use them from here or whether this just gives you an opportunity to look at what icons are available on the system. So if you want to use them, for example, if you're going to add something in with your menu editor and you need to add an icon, you could probably browse this first to get an idea as to what's in the system. So that's a pretty good idea anyway. I don't know if it's there for any other reason because I've never seen this in Peppermint before. So definitely handy to see what icons are available on the system, that's for sure. We have, image viewer, help and about, X viewer. I think that's from Linux Mint. Yep, I'm pretty sure X viewer is from, that's from Linux Mint. Have a screenshot tool, a task manager. So CPU at 10%, memory at 10%. So that's pretty low usage anyway, because my memory is, well, actually, let's just have a bit more of a look. That's just, I don't know if Htop's installed, but Htop's already installed, so that's handy. So we're using 796, and I am recording, so that's why it'll be a little bit higher. So that's why it's about 10% of the 8 gig installed. CPUs are quite low, so pretty handy indeed. Okay, so they got Htop by default. Yep, they certainly do. We have terminal, about terminal. I don't know if there's any about here in the terminal here. No, it doesn't look like it. So let's have a quick look on the file system, user, share, applications, and let's look for terminal. I don't even know what the name of it would be, to be honest. Terminal, properties, command Sakura. So I'm not quite sure where Sakura is from actually. I don't know too much about the many terminals around in Linux, but yep, that's Sakura. Text editor is help and about. XZ again, which is, or Z, sorry, XZ. Z, which is also from Linux Mint. So they're the custom Linux Mint ones there, the X viewer and Z. Now we've got a wallpapers there, we can look at that later. Games, you've got a few games there, Solitaire as well. Graphics, editor by Pixlr. Now Pixlr is, I believe, an online editing tool for images. I'm pretty sure I've seen Jeff Linux Turner use that before, I'm pretty sure. Express by Pixlr. Simple scan and document viewer, which is the X viewer, I believe. So Pixlr editor, yeah, I remember seeing Jeff Linux Turner using this for some editing some images. So that's an online editor. So that's it for graphics. So they've got, we had image viewer, where was that? Image viewer, which was, what was that one? X viewer. So the document viewer, sorry, I'm getting confused here, I think. So graphics, document viewer. About. Document viewer. So that's just document. That must be the Gnome document viewer, is it? I think so. Okay. So the image viewer is X viewer. Okay. Let's have a look at, now this is where menulibre comes in handy, so we'll have a look at that while we're going through this. Let's open up menulibre. I think it was in Accessories Image Viewer. That should be in Graphics. So we can move that up and down. Yeah. I'm not sure if that's the way you actually do that. We'll try that anyway. So that should be now in Graphics. Oh, I've got to save it first. Oh, there it is, Image Viewer. So that should be in Graphics. So let's just save the launcher there, and we'll get out of there. So we go to Graphics and Image Viewer is there. That's it. So, and it should not be under Accessories anymore, I believe. Yep. Okay, so that's been sorted. Internet, BitTorrent clients, Dropbox. So what does Dropbox do? In order to use Dropbox, you must download the proprietary daemon. So what they've done is they've given you, because Dropbox is not open source, so they do not install open source on Peppermint, but they give you the option and make it easy for you to make that choice. So that's a good way of doing things. They've got the Firefox web browser and they've got ICE. Now this is a nice little program, ICE. So they're the things that they've got under ICE already. Oh yeah, they've got the Microsoft Word Online, Excel Online, PowerPoint Online. Okay, we'll have a look at that. Let's just punch in my favorite computer shop. Oh, it's probably HTTPS www.ple.com. Oops, .com.au. Typing with one hand here. And yeah, cut that. Paste. That's where the web address should be. Name of application. PLE. PLE. Let's use the site favicon. Let's see if it picks up the site favicon. PLE, there we go. It's using Firefox, and it should be where in the menu under Internet. That's where I want that one. Apply, and done deal. So everything's gone, so that means it's worked. Let's close that. Let's go to Internet, and I should have a PLE there, and it'll take me directly to my favorite website. So if you don't know what the URL is of your favorite website, just do a Google search, go there and just copy and paste the address from the address bar. Now this will be using a, see it's like its own application. So if you was to click on something here, let's go to cases, for example, we'll go there. Now if you right click, you get the option, just right click on somewhere, spare space, and then just go back. So that's where you get all your options there, but it's got to be in spare space. Okay, so that's how ICE works, and that is a nice little program, is ICE. They got the Skype web client. So this once again will be the same as the Dropbox. You got to sign in. Well, all right, so long-term user of Microsoft, I still have a Hotmail address. So no, don't save. So we've got Skype loading up online in its own application. Very handy. Not that I use Skype. I can't remember the last time I used Skype. Used to use it a lot, not anymore. There's so many other good things around now, especially Zoom and all that stuff. Let's just get started there. So that's looking pretty good. So, yep, I might just sign out of there anyway, I think. Sign out. Well, that's pretty handy anyway. That works really well. So that's internet. Peppermint forum, online user guide. Oh, let's have a look at the online user guide. So there is your Peppermint online user guide. Download and install, an intro to the desktop and all that sort of good stuff. So, yep, if you're unsure of Peppermint and you want to use it, that definitely would be a place to go to get started. So now we have Multimedia, GUVC View, VLC Media Player, Pulse Audio Equalizer and Volume Control. Yep. Now we have Office. This will be an interesting one. So Peppermint has always been an online focused desktop, but they can be very handy also to do things offline. Now you can install LibreOffice quite easy and you can use that, but they give you the option here to be able to use Excel, Microsoft Excel Online. So I'm assuming this will be very much the same as logging into Skype, I'd have to think. So that's another sign in. Oh, did I not type that right? Don't save. And there we have Excel Online. Let's go for a new blank document. And there is Excel Online. Now, that's pretty handy. So I don't know whether this has been something that's been asked of Peppermint to put in Microsoft Online. Maybe they have a lot of users that's requested this. Certainly very handy for those people who can't get away from the Microsoft products and feel comfortable in using that. So that's probably why Peppermint's done that, I would say. So we've got the PowerPoint, the OneNote, so you've got all those things there. Google Drive. Go to Google Drive. I have to sign in again, so I won't bother signing into that. I think you get the idea. It's everything appears to be working pretty well. I'm interested in the calendar. Let's have a quick look at the calendar. Oh, that's a sign in as well. Okay, yeah, because it's all online. So there's no surprises there, because that's the way that Peppermint have always been focused, but they can also be a very good offline distro as well. If you've got LibreOffice and all that, you can still use it offline. You could, I don't know whether you can probably save. Yeah, if you're using Microsoft Excel things, if you haven't got internet, that would probably make things a bit difficult. If you need to get to something, you can probably download your file, but I don't know whether, and if you do something on the Excel or the Word or whatever, a PowerPoint or Word, don't know about OneNote though. I don't know if we have an equivalent to OneNote in Linux. I think we would have. But yeah, so that would be very handy if you had LibreOffice, and if you can't get to it, whatever you've done you can save to the computer, I would think, and you could open it up in LibreOffice. So you got Gmail as well. Now settings, we've got display. Now like this is better than before. I would like to actually, probably if I can, set up a another display and see how that works, but it looks like it would work alright anyway. Looks I like this display here. It looks a lot better than what it used to, and now it probably gives you the option of swapping your displays over. I'm interested to see how that works actually. So just a minute. Display 2, there it goes. It's just picked it up now. Nice. So there's the second display there. So I don't want to mirror displays. No. Okay, there we go. So now, this one's up top. So I don't know if we can do that, can we? 15 inch and 22 inch. So let's make 15 inches down the bottom. So let's do it that way and apply that. Now I should be able to go from top to bottom. Beautiful, look at that. Working very nicely. Let's just try a left to right anyway. See if that works. And apply that. So my 22 inch should be on the left. So if I go this way, yep. So that's working nice as well. Now I like the way this display works. It's a lot better than what they had before. Before I just felt like it was a little bit clunky, but that's working really nice. So I don't know what this has done to the video. I never thought of that. So because the video is only probably doing the one display. So I might turn that display off now. Alright, so let's continue on with this. Settings, so we had R&R. So what we've got here is actually the one thing I've really missed out on completely is the Peppermint settings panel. So you got everything here that you need. Peppermint Control Center, themes. What's our default? Peppermint XFWM4. Okay. And they got the other Peppermint red mix in there. Now that is the Peppermint Control Center. Then you got the look and feel. So they got the Peppermint red dark. What else have we got in here? Peppermint blue dark, Peppermint blue light. So they got quite a few different variations of a very similar theme, which is the Peppermint theme set, and it just varies slightly in light and dark and different colors. So still pretty good anyway. And icon theme is Pepyrus. I'm pretty sure they had that last time. So instead of the Papyrus, it's Pepyrus. So, and they've got a few different themes there as well. Peppermix, Peppermix blue, brown. Okay. So Papyrus dark. I like the Papyrus theme anyway, so I'm going to stick with that. You got your panel preferences. So that's the same as right clicking and going to panel preferences here. Same thing. You can customize the Numix folder icons. I think that makes, let's have a look. So you can change the color of the Numix if you've got the Numix applied in the icon set here. There must be a Numix, there it is. Numix circle, circle light, and when you click on Numix, if we set that, what are we on? Papyrus dark, that's right. So if we go Numix square and apply that, so you've got this standard Numix color, and the Numix folder colors will enable you to change the folder color there. So if we go for a blue, say, oh, there we go, blue. So let's apply that. So we're going to wait for the changes to be applied. It's applying now. And there's our blue icons. So that just gives you a variation of different colors running the Numix icon theme, which is quite handy. And then we go back to Papyrus and I'll apply that. And we'll stick with that for the rest of the look around the desktop. We got wallpapers and quite a few wallpapers in here as well. So you got the new ones here. Must be a slight variation of that. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, it's got the red peppermint. This one's got a silver one, yep. I think these were in previous as well. So they've always had some very nice wallpaper sets in Peppermint. But we shall put it back on. That was the original for Peppermint 8, I believe. Yep, slight variations there. Language support, you got your Dropbox in there as well under user and keyboard settings. Tweaks, so we have a reset the panel to defaults. Continuing to reset the panel will undo any XFCE4 panel customizations you have made. Are you sure? So cancel that. Turn on and off system sounds very quickly from here. Notification settings. So you can set your notifications. A few little tweaks for the notifications in there. Very nice. Character map. Deconf editor. Yep, just in case we need that. Software and update settings. So we can probably set the canonical partners while we're here. This just pulls in a few other things from Ubuntu in the packages. Close that and reload. And that's done. Printers, additional drivers, audio equalizer, R&R, what's that do? I think that just tells you screen layout editor. Okay. I would have to think that's just there to accommodate the display settings, I think. Because the display settings seem to be working pretty good now, so I'm not sure why you would need that. Definitely Zeb would be able to tell me, he would know that. Power Manager. Yep, some few little tweaks there for your laptop lid and so forth. System, display, yep. So quite a few options there in Power Manager as well, which is nice. On battery and plugged in options. Blank after so many. Okay. Put to sleep after, yep. Alright, so that's really good. Lots of options. Line power, discharging and wireless mouse. Yep. Network options. So you can create and delete ICE SSBs. So that just opens up the ICE program or application. Thunderbird theme lock. And I think, yep, Firefox theme lock as well. So from memory, I think that locks Firefox to the theme currently running. Yep. Let's have a look at that. So you can lock Firefox to a light GTK theme. Unlocked Firefox uses the system GTK theme. Restart Firefox apply changes. So unlocked uses the system GTK theme. So that, I think the light theme means that when you're running a dark theme, you can still, all these typing in there will be dark and it won't be because when you've got a dark theme running within Firefox, it doesn't seem to work very well. When it comes to typing and you can't see what you're typing, it's the same color. I think that's what it's all about. And maybe the same thing with Thunderbird as well. I think the Mozilla packages or applications, they all work very much better with a much better experience on the light theme rather than the dark. Proxy configuration there for your internet. Samba shares. Users and groups. Synaptic package manager as well, and software manager. So let's have a look. System. All right, so we got two software managers here. So this looks like the Gnome software manager. Right. That always takes a little while to populate. No reflection on Peppermint. This thing always, for the first start, takes a while to populate. So we'll just let that do that. There we go. Okay, so that's the Gnome, and it's got the updates here. So software is up to date, and it's using a different theme as well. So then we've got this software manager, which I'd have to think is the Peppermint software manager, the standard Peppermint. Yep, which is the original Mint, Linux Mint software manager, I believe, or it's a fork of that anyway, probably. Okay, so they've got packages in here as well, so they're using that. Now, I'm not sure why they've got the two software managers in there. That's another thing I'm going to have to ask Zeb about, why they've got two of them. There must be a reason. Now, let's have a look under graphics. I always like to use Gimp as an example for these things, because Gimp has flat packs and snaps always. So let's have a look at Gimp. Oh, there's only one Gimp there. Let's do a search for Gimp. Oops, spell it right helps. Okay. Alrighty, so what do we have here? The top one is a snap. So I would have to think that's why they've got the Gnome Software Center in there, is to provide, excuse me, is to provide the snaps for Peppermint. And this one here would have to be from, yep, the Bionic Universe, which is the standard Ubuntu repos. So you've got an option there of installing Gimp from the Snap Store. So there must be maybe a few other snaps in here, I would think. Just trying to think. Telegram, let's have a look if Telegram's in here, because that's another one that's got a few different ones normally. Okay, so this one here is, because it's got that different name on the end, that would be a snap. Yep. And this one here is the command line one. That's a snap. So this one would have to be from the repos. No, that's a snap as well. So they don't have Telegram in the repos then. Okay, so they're all snaps. So they've got snaps provided out of the box. I don't know whether Linux Mint 8 had snaps or not. Possibly not. That's why they've included the Gnome Software Center. So that's very handy indeed. So just don't forget, when you're looking at these category lists here, more than likely you're not going to find the snap packages in there. Like this one here, for example, is from the Bionic Universe. So that looks like you have to do a search for whatever it is you want to install and see if there's more than one comes up, and then you, more than likely if there is, you may have a snap version of that. That would be the best way to do that. So that's a good inclusion to Peppermint, the Gnome Software Center. And then you got this one. Let's have a look for GIMP in here. I think we have to press enter for this one. And so we have GIMP there. Not installed. And then you've got Synaptic Package Manager. So there's no shortage of installing packages on Peppermint. I can tell you. I'd have to think that they're going to slowly phase out the original software manager, which is this one, I think it was, and they'll probably eventually go with the Gnome. Maybe that's just they've kept both of them in there to sort of ease people into the difference, and once they see how much better the Gnome Software Center looks, they'll probably start using that one, I would say. So definitely it's an improvement. The Gnome Software Center looks a lot more professional. Search. GIMP, yep, so there's your Synaptic Package Manager installed by default. So there's a few things there: Htop, Synaptic Package Manager, the menulibre, all in by default, which is really good, really nice to see. And they've got the Mint stick, which is the USB image writer and stick formatter. I still prefer to use Etcher, to be honest. Etcher just works. So does this one, but I just really got used to using Etcher, I must say. So we have a time and date down here. Now I wonder if what we have in the add to panel, let's add new items. So do we have the date time? No. So what you need to do there is go to your Synaptic Package Manager, do a search for, I think XFCE is probably best. Search XFCE, and we're looking for XFC, what is it? I'll let you know when I find it. Goodies, there it is, XFCE4 Goodies. So left click on that, left click to mark for installation, and apply, and apply. They've improved this calendar here, it looks quite nice now, especially the way Mint's done it. It's sort of like blends in very well with the desktop. But also there's the other one called Datetime, which to me just looks a bit more modern, but that's, you know, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, we're all told. So so it all comes down to what you prefer at the end of the day. So let's just have a look at that. Add new items, date time, let's add that. So close that. So that calendar there, what's the difference between the two? Yeah, this one just looks a bit more modern. And then you can, this one here, you go to properties and you can format your time and make it bigger and smaller and so forth. So that's got a lot of tweaks there. I made some videos about that in the past, probably on anything with XFCE, you'd probably see that on there. And the Thunar file manager, 1.615. So that is So what you've got here is the XFCE desktop and Whisker menu and the Thunar file manager, which is part of XFCE, and you got the Nemo file manager and bits of OpenBox as well. So that's what makes it so fast. So very, very hybrid indeed. So they've got the Thunar file manager in there, but we're using Nemo, which is the default. So they do have Thunar. So they've included Thunar as well. Yep, okay, so you've got two file managers installed by default. Now I don't know if they work just the same respectively, I'm not sure. You'd have to think so if they've included it. Because the one thing about having two different file managers, if you install one yourself, you quite often find that right clicks and links and all that sometimes don't work. So one thing I haven't done is really look at themes at all. So I do have well actually let's quickly go online and have a quick look, because I can't help myself. Eye candy for your Gnome desktop. I think I probably needed to click the top one, I think. Oh no, that's it. So I don't know if it uses GTK 3, it's probably still using GTK 2, maybe. Windows transformation pack. I always like to have the Windows buttons. I think they look nice. Let's just check that out anyway. Win 10 Master Dark. Let's quickly load that. See if it's got, I think, Metacity. If it's got Metacity, it should work, one would think. You've got to love that right click and show hidden files. It's just so much better. We got dot icons, but no dot themes. Is that right, or am I missing it? No, there was nothing there. Let's extract that here. So let's just have a quick look at that. Yeah, we've got the plus and minus button there, yep. So Metacity 1. Peppermint settings, look and feel. Windows 10. Yeah, but that's that one. No, we don't want that one. That's the widget. We don't want the widget. We want the Peppermint Control Center, the window manager, Windows 10 Dark. So you got the, let's apply that. No, it's applied already. So see, the Windows 10 Dark looks quite nice on here. So that's working all right. So I don't know about the so this look and feel is a little bit different to the way the X. So this is all, I think, OpenBox. I think all this. It's a bit different to the application that's used on XFCE itself. So it does offer the dark, but I don't know how that's going to look. Probably not too good, I wouldn't think. No, not really. I only want it for the Metacity, to be honest. Peppermint Red Dark, yeah. I like the look and feel of the arc is really nice. So the Windows 10 heading is probably a little bit on the darkish side for this theme, but I suppose it just makes the header stand, this bit here stand out just a little bit more, the title bar and the buttons, so that's not too bad. And I like the fact that the buttons are a bit bigger. I like big buttons. Okay, so that's a little bit of theming. I don't need to go and get Papyrus because it's already in there, and I like the Papyrus theme. So, and it looks to me like if we go through everything should have a theme. You'd have to think so, being out of the box. Yep. And let's have a quick look. Which was the software center? That was the Gnome one. Software Manager must be the original, so software would have to be, yep, that's the Gnome one. So let's have a look, do a search for LibreOffice. And there's your LibreOffice there. So if you was to click on that one, I'd have to think that would include all of them. Writer, spreadsheet, presentation, and math, okay. And that's from the Snap store. Well, that's interesting. Let's install that and see what it looks like. So it looks like LibreOffice has failed to install on this occasion. Interesting. I wonder why that is. Well, we appear to have Snap support, but Snap search. Let's do Gimp. Gimp, yep, so there's your Snap. So for some reason it doesn't want to install LibreOffice, so we'll cancel that. Not sure why. Okay, let's see if it'll install Gimp Snap Store. Let's try that one. Alright, this seems to be, it's stalling at 15% there. I'm going to log out, restart and log back in just in case. Okay, so I have logged out and logged back in. I'm going to try software again. Oh, wrong one. Let's just cancel that. Software. Now we'll try and install another Snap app, which is the LibreOffice. I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt here at the moment. I don't know why it didn't install the first time. So there's another LibreOffice here. And there's a LibreOffice there. Full featured. So what's this one here? That's from the Bionic main, which would be 6.03. And what's this one here? 6.04. So this Snap app is a little slightly more advanced in version numbers. So let's just see if this, it seems to go to 15% straight away anyway, so. Okay, so it looks like that doesn't want to install a Snap. So Unable to install GIMP, cannot perform the following tasks. While it's installing anyway. Okay, so it looks like GIMP has installed, even though we did get the same error as LibreOffice, unable to install GIMP, cannot perform the following tasks. It did go ahead and install. So that's a good sign. I don't know what's going on, so I can't find GIMP anywhere. Well, I may have to log out and log back in. So I don't know what this error is all about. So I'm just wondering whether if we do a snap search, so Snap LibreOffice is already installed, so that's interesting. I didn't think it installed at all, so that is interesting. So it must have installed, it's just been erroring out. So I'm going to log out and log back in. Okay, so I've logged out and logged back in, and we have successfully got LibreOffice installed, and we have the GIMP there as well. There was some errors come up there, but no doubt the GIMP was a positive install, but the LibreOffice looked like it didn't install at all, but actually did. So we'll see how this goes. It just seems to be taking a while to start up. There we go. So GIMP is working, and that's a snap, and the theme is looking pretty good as well, I must say. Let's have a look at LibreOffice. Let's go for Calc, because that's my favorite. Okay. 6.0.4.2. Nice, and the theme looks really good as well. And it's still holding the same theme up here, so that's nice. So looking good. So a couple of bumps in the road there on the Software Center, on the Gnome Software Center, but everything seems to have worked out okay. Just not as fluid as I would have liked it to have been. Now the other thing is, under this thing here, Simple Screen Recorder, right click and add to panel, but it's not adding to panel. So I don't know if that's just a problem with that app. I'll try another one. Let's try XF Burn, add to panel. Oh, it's actually on the other side. Oh, it's over here. So that's why it didn't add it, because I didn't see it. Okay. Oops. Okay. Let's remove that. Remove. Remove and remove. So that is working. I was expecting to see it here. So let's try that again. Add to panel. Let's move that over to, say, there. Nice. Okay. This thing's always rock solid, no doubt about it. And it really looks nice, and they've polished it up nicely. So that was a look around at Peppermint 9. Hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.